Lesson 54, Multi-Step Equations. Here are the directions. Students will follow along with their instructor to solve each equation. Let's go over a few examples, starting with box A. Here's 72 equals 6x plus 3x. So let's simplify 6x plus 3x, which gives us 9x. On the next line, write down 72 equals 9x. Divide both sides of the equation by 9. (72) divided by 9 equals 8. Here's the equal sign. And here we're left with x. Final answer, 8 equals x, or x equals 8. Next example, box C. 11x minus 2x plus 4 equals 10. So let's simplify 11x minus 2x. And this gives us 9x. So on the next line, let's write down 9x plus 4 equals 10. Subtract 4 from both sides of the equation. Here we have 9x equals 6. Divide both sides of the equation by 9. Here we can simplify this. And we can simplify this fraction as well. So divide by 3 and divide by 3. On the next line, we have x equals 2/3. Here's box D. Use the distributive property first. So first, we'll do -4 times -6x. Then we'll do -4 times -3. On the next line, write down 11. Here's the equal sign. -4 times -6x equals positive 24x. -4 times -3 equals positive 12. Let's subtract 12 from both sides of the equation. (11) and -12 gives us -1. Here's the equal sign. And here's 24x. Divide both sides of the equation by 24. Here we have -1/24. Here's the equal sign. And here is x. So our final answer is -1/24 equals x, or x equals -1/24. Here's box E. It says solve by inspection, and that means solve the problem just by looking at it. So here we have 3 over -7 times 40 minus 5 equals x over -7 times 40 minus 5. And since both of these fractions have the same denominator, it only makes sense that x has to be equal to 3. Final answer, x equals 3. Here's box F. Once again, we're going to solve by inspection. Here we have negative 6 equals negative x plus 4. And since both sides of the equation are negative, it makes sense that whatever is inside the parentheses has to be equal to 6. And since we know that 2 plus 4 equals 6, it makes sense that x equals 2. Final answer, x equals 2. Next is box I. Here's negative 6 equals 4x plus 6 over 5. And notice here on the right side that we have a fraction. So here, instead of dividing by 5, we're going to multiply by 5. And do that on both sides of the equation. Notice that this simplifies. Here, 5 times negative 6 equals negative 30. Here's the equal sign. And here we're left with 4x plus 6. Subtract 6 from both sides of the equation. Negative 30 and negative 6 gives us negative 36. Here's the equal sign. And here we have 4x. Divide both sides of the equation by 4. Negative 36 divided by 4 equals 9. Here's the equal sign. And here is x. So our final answer is 9 equals x, or x equals 9. Now for box J. Here's 1/8 x plus 1/4 plus 2. And notice how we have fractions on this side of the equation. So let's find the lowest common multiple of 8 and 4. The LCM of 8 and 4 is 8. So let's multiply the left side of the equation by 8, and we'll multiply the right side of the equation by 8. 8 times 1/8 x equals x. 8 times 1/4 equals 2. And notice how we no longer have any fractions. Here's a review of multiplying fractions. Here's 8 times 1/8 x. 8 times 1/8 x. Remember how we can simplify. And here we have 1 times x, which gives us x. And that's where that x comes from. Now let's do 8 times 1/4. Here's 8 times 1/4. Divide by 4, divide by 4. 2 times 1 equals 2. And that's where the 2 comes from. Let's continue with the problem. Here's the equal sign. 2 times 8 equals 16. Subtract 2 from both sides of the equation. Here's x equals 14. Final answer, x equals 14. Last example, box L. 1/2 x equals 2x minus 12. And notice how we have a fraction on this side of the equation. So let's multiply both sides of the equation by 2. Here, we can simplify this fraction, and we're left with x. Here's the equal sign. 2 times 2x equals 4x. 2 times negative 12 equals negative 24. Let's subtract 4x from both sides of the equation. X and negative 4x gives us negative 3x. Here's the equal sign. Here's negative 24. Divide both sides of the equation by negative 3. Here we have x equals negative 24 divided by negative 3 is positive 8. Final answer, x equals 8.